Coming up on SAU News, students gather to watch the latest election results, eager to see who will lead as president for the next 4 years.
We hit campus to hear from voters about who they supported and the factors shaping their choices.
We'll also bring you insights on Collegedale's local elections and what's at stake for the community.
All these stories and more. SAU News starts now. Welcome to SAU News. I'm Sienna Escobar.
And I'm Isabella Lagos. Our newscast is brought to you by SJC Productions in the School of Journalism and Communication. America's 2024 presidential election is now history. Many students who wanted a front row seat to see the historic election night coverage came here to the School of Journalism and Communication. The SJC set an election night viewing room in Brock Hall. Students could root for their favorite candidate as the broadcast networks reported returns as they came in from across the country. There wasn't much cheering or booing, but election watchers did enjoy free soda and popcorn. When the watch party closed about midnight, it was already becoming apparent that former President Trump was leading in critical swing states.
Earlier on Election Day, we sent a reporting team out to talk with students about who they voted for and why. While not everyone was willing to talk about their decision on camera, we found a few who were willing to share.
I voted for Donald Trump because inflation's been really bad and he knows how to work an economy, and also because the border is just terrible right now, and I think that he'll play a big role in closing it and keeping people safe in our country.
I voted for Donald Trump. I think he makes the economy a bit better. And like in the election, we've seen both in office. And so I think from his past history, he had a better platform.
In this election, I voted for Kamala Harris. My biggest reasons why were, number one, the future of motherhood and both candidates' stances on abortion. And the second reason I voted for Kamala Harris was I want to have hope in the future of democracy, and I do not agree with the way that Trump handled the last election results.
I voted for Donald Trump and the rest of the Republican Party for all the other little.
I voted for Kamala Harris because not just because she would be the first African-American woman president, but she focuses on healthcare. That's one of the things, and I feel like that is very important, especially amongst minority communities. Getting proper healthcare has always been a struggle, and it's very important.
Did you notice that all these sound bites were with women? We did reach out to the guys, but all we spoke with declined to be interviewed.
Here in Collegedale, voters were also casting ballots in local races. Signs like these have been everywhere for the last few months. At the Commons next to City Hall, voters stood in line to vote, but the wait on Election Day was much shorter than during early voting. Candidates were seeking to fill 3 seats on the city's 5-member commission. You can see the winners here. The top vote-getter was political newcomer Laura House. Vice Mayor Tim Johnson was re-elected. Tri-community firefighter Billy Burnett will join the group as a new commissioner. Burnett won his seat by a single vote over incumbent Debbie Baker, who will leave the commission after 16 years.
Communication students won several first-place awards at the Society of Adventist Communicators Convention over fall break. This year's 3-day event was in Chicago, where SJC majors visited media organizations and popular attractions. Reporter Katie McConnell has the story.
Hello from CBS.
It's not every day that you can be behind the anchor desk at one of the most watched TV stations in the country. The CBS Chicago studio has a street-side view, but a whole host of producers and directors are working behind the scenes.
Accepted the award, saying awareness is the first step toward change.
That it is. Congratulations to our fellow teammates here.
The SAC conference attracts church and ministry leaders from all over the country, and it's a great way for college students to make connections for future careers.
Something I learned was the importance of networking and building a community in the communication field.
It's good for networking purposes as well as it's good for communication and connecting with God.
The conference included professional workshops that focused on a number of skills, including photography and using artificial intelligence creatively.
Something I learned is more in depth about aperture and the different settings on my camera.
My favorite workshop was the one on AI, because it was really interesting learning how to give the ChatGPT in particular like good prompts that helps you give like the best results.
Well done to the team at Southern.
The conference concluded with the annual awards banquet where both faculty, professionals, and students were recognized for their creative work.
Congratulations to Stephen and Derek.
Derek Aubin and Stephen Hansen won a first place for their Mexico mission trip video. A display of all the SAC awards can be found in Brock Hall.
As our trip to SAC has come to a close, our group decided to come and visit the Chicago skyline to take some pictures, and we're going to do some downtown city exploring.
Reporting from the city with the big shoulders, or should we say the big bean, I'm Katie McConnell for SAU News.
Next year's Society of Adventist Communicators Conference will be in Southern California.
If you've gone anywhere near the biology trails, you can find creatures of all shapes and sizes. For the past few years, a new type of spider has caught the attention and individuals and researchers in Southern's biology department.
So the spider common name is called a Joro, from the Japanese Joro gumo, and their scientific name is Trichonephila clavata. They're a group of spiders called golden ore weavers. We think they got here from Asia.
Scientists believe these non-native species came from a shipping container. You can identify them from their big size. They have a banding pattern of silver and yellow and a magenta-colored spot on their abdomen. They can make really big webs, and while they are venomous, it is very mild and treatable.
We just did a test. That's actually one of the experiments we did this semester, was we had them bite people. And the symptoms were far less severe than a mosquito bite.
Don't forget to look for these spiders the next time you go out hiking. Students were filled with energy as a Latin American club celebrated their culture during Southern's annual LAC night. From colorful traditions to delicious aromas, the annual LAC night was full of celebration for Hispanic culture, inviting everyone to join through music and food. LAC night also premiered a student-directed play called Pintando Mis Piezas, which spotlighted a boy trying to find his Latino identity through his new friends. The audience loved its humor and the connection they had with the characters.
I loved it. I had such a good time, especially when we were practicing. And the final presentation, that was so fun. It just brought together all my memories, all the things that I did as a kid, just came back.
It was great. I'm sure this must have taken so much work. It's been awesome.
I loved it very much. I think they showed a lot of representation, a lot of good things, and I'm looking forward again to seeing another performance by the LAC Club.
I feel like the actors are very talented and they have a future in acting.
With the reintroduction of cultural dancing, the rhythms ignited the crowd. From cumbia to reggaeton, LAC Night showcased the vibrancy and diversity of Latin American music and dance traditions. LAC Night gave the campus an unforgettable evening of connection and celebration, highlighting the beauty of unity and diversity. Reporting for SAU News, I'm Isabella Lagos. Sienna, what was your favorite part about LAC Night?
I'm gonna have to say the live music and the dancing. I think it created a really festive atmosphere that really captures the spirit of Latin American culture. Americans love their cars and trucks. While some of the most collectible ones were on display during homecoming weekend's antique and classic car show. SAU News reporter Tejieli Balabarca shares the sights and sounds of this year's event.
A 1957 Studebaker Broadmoor station wagon, and it's a beauty.
This is my first time at a car show. I've seen them around, but they're usually on Sabbath, so I've never had time to actually look at any of them.
I bought, well, actually when I met my wife at Andrews University, I had a 1968 Chevelle, but it was black.
Congratulations to engineering professor Jay Anders and his wife Pam on winning first place prize in the car show for their fully restored 1971 Bronco. Newcomers to Chattanooga may not realize the city has an award-winning zoo. As I found out on a recent visit, it's also the home to 2 babies who are getting lots of love. A pair of newborn monkeys caught national attention when their mother gave birth on September 19 at the Chattanooga Zoo. The twins are pied tamarins, a critically endangered species originally found in Brazil. Although little more than a month old, the baby monkeys are already climbing all over their enclosure and running circles around, or on top of, their brothers and parents. With the adorable new additions, the Chattanooga Zoo now has 8 pied tamarins, which make up 25% of the captive population in the U.S. In an effort to involve the local community in their preservation program, the zoo is asking the public to help name the baby monkeys by voting on the zoo's website. Visitors to the Chattanooga Zoo can see the babies for themselves, as well as a broad collection of animals such as jaguars, mountain lions, chimpanzees, and sleepy red pandas. By early next week, the zoo plans to reveal the winning names for the monkey twins on their social media pages.
A big part of Chattanooga's economy runs on tourism, and there's a lot of public relations and marketing professionals who work hard to bring tourists to see all the attractions in the scenic city. Recently, a group of PR students visited Lookout Mountain to attract visitors. PRSSA students took a memorable trip to Rock City Gardens. You've probably seen the signs to See Rock City. Well, this is it. With stunning views stretching across 7 states, long trails, and rocks of all shapes and sizes, Rock City offered a scenic backdrop for hands-on learning. Students got a behind-the-scenes look on how Rock City attracts visitors through clever marketing strategies, turning this experience into both an adventure and an insightful lesson. PRSSA stands for Public Relations Student Society of America, and its goal is to provide educational programs and mentorship opportunities that prepare students for a successful world career of PR. If you'd like to join and go on trips like these, talk to Professor Ball.
University administrations now says it will be December before students move into new mountain cottages under construction behind campus safety. From the outside, the cottages look ready, but inside, electrical hiccups remain unfinished. Some contractors were delayed because they were helping communities devastated by Hurricane Helene. Vice President Marty Hamilton told the Southern Accent by delaying the move to December, it will give students a more convenient time to relocate. Parking will be limited for cottage residents. They will have to park in the WSMC gravel lot or the lot next to campus safety. SAU News is a student-run production here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Sienna Escobar.
And I'm Isabella Lagos. Do you have a newsworthy story? Message us on Instagram at SAU_news.
Have a great day and see you next time on SAU News.